Hi, I'm Katherine, and today I would like to first talk about what I learned from the debate classes and also last week online debate class. Then I would like to talk about what I learned from the 5 steps and things needed to do in persuasive speech. In the end, I would like to share my learning notes or psychology of persuasions that I learned in class and also give examples from a project I have done at the beginning of this semester. Talking about things I learned from debate class, first, I should structure my idea in the speech into 2 to 3 categories and also respond to the category of other side, not just a small point. For instance, I can say, this is what they say, and I have to explain why our house does not agree with it. And I should be careful of internal inconsistency while debating, explaining why the idea is important for us and turn it into our side. In debate, I should not keep the important message or ideas into very last minutes. And there are some strategy I learned from debate. While rebutting, point out what the other side are lacking in their argument, and maybe the other house have mentioned it, but they maybe not explain it that well, or maybe their logic is true but really bad. So I can try to think of the idea that is in a sustainable way and explains my approach is better to get the benefits. And sometimes I can use the technique of reconstructions from the example last week, reconstruction, what is the freedom of expression. For instance, we are wearing a uniform, people can judge us by what we say but not the clothes we wear. And while doing POI, I can try to trick other side to say yes to my next argument by saying, if the discipline your side provides is so important, would you do anything for that? And something bad could be hitting children, because other side want to be consistent on their attitudes and their ideas, so they may say yes to these questions. And in the second part, I would like to talk about the 5 steps I learned from the persuasive speech classes, and also there are some notes I have taken in class about things to remember and what I should do in the persuasive speech. So first, persuasive is a process of creating, reinforcing, and changing people's belief in actions. When choosing a goal, I have to make sure it's ethically sound, that I can defend it if it is questions or challenge. Then I have to study the topic thoroughly so I won't mislead my audience. So first, the topic can be something that everyone should not be something that everyone agree on. And by getting attentions, the speaker can provide story or raising questions or giving a scenario that can help the audience to imagine a situations. And in this state, the speaker need to catch people's attentions and build emotional connections. And the next step, the speaker need to emphasize the problems and tell the audience how urgent it is, and the necessity to take actions which can be benefit for both sides. And the needs should be clarified and later linked to what we should do. And it's also important to locate the needs that the audience can feel related to the need. And in the next step, the speaker should provide solutions and to the problem mentioned before, and the solution should be detailed and specific. Citing word from authority can persuade the audience that our solution is reliable. And in visualization step, the outcome of the good scenario should be visualized by the speaker words. The speaker should also think of the audience alternative and anticipates positive objections the audience may raise to my points, and then answer those objections in my speech. And in the last day, bring on the topic today is our actions. It should be something taken effort, ethic, and being public, and also involve internal motivations. Speaker should make actions is doable and ethical. Sometimes in this step, a speaker can first give a hard text and then give an easier text, and it is called rejections and retreat technique. By starting with an extreme request and that is sure to be rejected, a requester can be profitably retreat to a smaller request that is the one has been desired all time and which is likely to be accepted because it appears to be a concession. And in the third part, I would like to share some new notes of my psychology of persuasion class that I learned and get example from the project in the beginning of the semester. And our topic back then is legalization of marijuana. So first, the psychology of persuasion is a weapon or an influence to stimulate people to agree to request. First, reciprocation is extremely powerful, overwhelming the influence of other factors that normally determine compliance with a request. Second, commitment and consistency is a desire in most people to be looked and to be consistent with their words, their beliefs, their attitude, and needs. Third, social proof can be used in situations which is ambiguous, and people are more likely to attend to those activities and accept the actions that they seem to be more correct, feasible, and socially acceptable. Fourth, lacking some features that influence overall liking are physical beauty, similarity, praise, and associations. And the project I have mentioned, in that project, I introduced some benefits of marijuana as medical use, and in that project, I used the technique of liking, and to be specific, is called associations. I connect marijuana with positive and favorable things that normally facilitate liking. And fifth, authority has three kinds of symbols that have been shown to be effective in these regards: are titles, clothing, and automobiles. And six, scarcity can be seen in such compliance techniques as limited numbers or deadline tactics. And in my projects, I told people the last day of the proposal for referendum is almost due. So where I trying to convince the audience if they do not do the actions right now, they may lose some values. And this engage in the human tendency for those aversions. And last but not least, the unity. The persuasion of being together with others is one fundamental factor leading to the feeling of witness.